Hello and welcome back to MPE 2023 in Berlin. I'm Hannah Wallace and kindly joining me now is Dan Penn and Laura Birch from Visa. Hello to the both of you. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us.
Thanks, Hannah.
Thanks.
Nice to be here.
Really good to have you on, and I want to jump in straight away because we're talking about user experience, which is at the heart of a lot of discussions and indeed decisions at MPE. And now, Laura, coming to you then, how can a card scheme such as Visa directly influence user experience? Let's start there.
Yeah, so I think ultimately Visa really provides the rails and the tools to enable that innovation in the ecosystem. We know that consumers are faced with challenges frequently when they come up against checking out, for example, on a page. 40% of cart abandonment happens at that point, and on European EU transactions. And ultimately, as part of that, it's the manual key entry and having to kind of either remember your 3 digits on the back of your card or having to go and get your 16 digits, or it's confusion at checkout point, and really kind of having to decide how you're going to play. So while choice is important, it's also important to make sure that the customer really can do that as quickly and convert the sale as quickly as possible.
All right, so how important is innovation here, and what does it mean to a card scheme like Visa?
So Visa's been around for over 60 years and we've seen a lot in that time, but I think what's quite interesting is in the last sort of couple of years where innovation's really accelerated. To take contactless adoption for an example, that started in kind of the early 2000s and since then has really accelerated through. And ultimately I think we see network tokenization following a similar path. Network tokenization is something that runs in the background, and it is a tool that we take forward to partners to enable that seamless customer experience. Mm-hmm. If you take a recent example of something that we've done in innovation, is Mercedes Pay here in Germany. So it's about the contextual commerce, it's about bringing the consumer to where they need to pay, not the other way around. We're used to going into shops and having that face-to-face experience, but with Mercedes Pay you can actually check out in your car, whether it's fuel, whether it's tolls, whether it's buying new software for the car. A fingerprint will do that for you, and it's done in an instant. And that's all tokenization that's running in the background to keep it safe, secure, reliable, as what you would expect in a face-to-face environment.
That's a really exciting use case. Thank you for sharing that with us. And you've touched on a few trends there. And now, Dan, coming to you on staying on that idea of trends. What's exciting you most around payments in the next sort of 5 years, say?
So within the next 5 years, Hannah, from Visa's perspective, I think we're probably most excited by the new players that are emerging, and we call these players enablers, and these are the payment gateways, the payment orchestrators, the payment facilitators, the marketplaces, the independent software vendors. They own their software and they own the payment experience, and they're enabled to drive innovation into the market. So we see our role as really facilitating them to bring new experiences to merchants who ultimately are the important parties within the payment ecosystem. So if I was to say what's most exciting, it's the new players, it's the relationships we can drive with these players, and it's the onward innovation that we're enabling that they will provide to merchants.
All right, so looking at consumer user experience then, would you agree that there is still some way to go? And if so, how is Visa enabling the ecosystem to deliver a better experience, Dan?
So we enable innovation within our ecosystem by giving the tools, the products and services to those players within our payment sphere to deliver those experiences for merchants and cardholders. So a great example of that is Scheme Token. We can give a Visa token to a payment gateway, for example, to provide 50% reduction in fraud potentially to merchants, uplift of 3% on auths to those guys. And in fact, we've developed that further. So now we're able to provide a scheme agnostic token to those same players to drive all of the benefits that I spoke about, but actually across the schemes, so not just Visa. And if you're a payment gateway operating across Europe, then to be able to serve all your merchants in that way, become that one-stop shop, is the real benefits that we're able to drive into our ecosystem.
One-stop shop, hear you loud and clear. Safe to say, watch this space. Dan, thank you so much. Some really exciting trends to look out for there. And Laura, thank you for sharing your insights on user experience. And I'll let you get back to the busy event, but thank you very much.
Thanks, Hannah.